Hello and welcome. This is the first in the series of videos about the process of bereavement and grieving from the A to Z of Emotional Health online library. I'm Jenny Florence. The very first emotional experience that we tend to get when someone that we love passes away is shock. Even if we knew that this was inevitable, even if they've been going through an illness, when they finally pass on, it is still a shock to the system. We will still experience a level of shock and of trauma. I always say to people, it's important to recognize that losing someone that we love is a traumatic experience. A traumatic experience is something that is out of our control, that leaves us feeling hurt and overwhelmed, sometimes frightened. Our world is literally rocked. The rug is pulled out from under our feet. We don't feel as if we're on solid ground. The kinds of emotions that we get in that process of shock, sometimes we can feel completely numb. We often feel absolutely exhausted. We lose all energy. Sometimes we can feel it physically. It's almost as though someone has sort of punched us in the stomach. All of these things are actually a very normal response to a traumatic event. So when we feel these things, I think it's important to know that what we're experiencing is a normal reaction to something that is in fact out of our control. And a key aspect of managing this is to actually really think very strongly about our own self-care. We often have to do a lot in the initial stages of a loss. Sometimes we can get tied up in looking after everyone else. We forget to look after ourselves. Sometimes we just get so tangled in the organising that has to be done that again we forget to listen to ourselves and to look after ourselves. If you are finding yourself completely overwhelmed and out at sea and you think, well, I really don't know what I need, I don't know how to look after myself, the first point of call might actually be to reach out to someone who you can talk to, who can help you to identify what you need to do to look after yourself. That sort of old saying, when we look after ourselves, we have more to give to others, is so true in this instance. And so I think whatever you are actually needing, try to take some time out of every day to just sit down and check in with yourself. Sometimes people feel they need others to talk to. For someone else, they may actually need to withdraw and just take private time for themselves. The only person who will know what you as an individual person need in this moment is you. And so I would really encourage you to listen to yourself and make that a priority. In the next video in this series, I will talk about really the next stage of bereavement, and I'll draw some analogies that help to understand how this process works, because bereavement is a long process. It's not something that we recover from quickly. Take care.